What's happening, guys? Dan Debenham here, and it's so nice to see your lovely smiling faces once again this week. I hope you're all doing great, as I am, and this week we are talking about part 3 of the editing to music parts that we've been doing. We've covered where to get music from, and we've covered how to edit to a sync with markers. This week we are going to cover editing to a sequence. So again, it's using markers, which is basically how you would do this, but it is speeding up your workflow where you can drop clips straight onto a timeline and they will pre-cut for you at a point where you want them to be. So with that all said, let's get straight into Premiere and let's get on with it. Okay, so now that we're in Premiere Pro and we've got our timeline set up and we've got our clips imported into Premiere Pro, what we can do is now we can start to edit to a sequence. And the first thing that we do is we drag the audio track onto our timeline and we get that set up so that we can see what's actually happening with it. And basically what we do from here is we start by marking out exactly where we want our clips to be. So what we'll do is make this a little bit bigger, just so we can see what's actually happening. Not too big, so we're not doing too much to it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by hitting M on my keyboard. As we've said previously in other videos, this puts a marker in place. That's where markers are kept on your timeline if you want to add them in by clicking your mouse. But if you hit M on the keyboard, that will put a marker in there. So we start by playing that clip along. So we'll do that now.
Never up, never down, never like a theme in a song, clever. Feeling high, feeling low at the same time. Feels so right, then I'm wrong, hoping I'll be fine. But I get out, I always do. I never think, I always do. Never thought I would enjoy.
We're not going to use all those today. I've probably done more than I actually need. What we've actually got over here, we've got our clips in our bin. As you can see, we've got the sequence bin here, and it's basically open. So if we go back to our clips, we can see we've got the sequences in a sequence clip, and I've put them in their own bin, and we double click on that, and it opens them in their own sort of expanded view. So we'll click on icon view so we can see those individual clips. As you can see, I've got them all in there and you can see what you're looking at. Now what you can actually do is you can reorder these clips if you want to. So you can grab them and drag them and just shift them about if you want them to be a different order. I want them to be in roughly the order that they're in at the moment. So you go through each individual clip and you set an in and an out point. So you hit I and you hit O on your keyboard of where roughly you think you want your clip to be, the bit of your clip you want to play. In this instance, this coffee cup, this coffee machine, we've basically got a lot of steam, and then we've got nothing much going off, and then we've got a little bit of action of some milk being steamed, and then we're off onto the next clip. So what we do is we highlight all those clips like so. And as you can see, they're all highlighted. We go down here to what looks like a little bar graph. Automate to sequence pops up. We click automate to sequence. What we want to do is just cancel that off a second and just pull that back to the beginning. So we're in automate to sequence. Make sure you pull that back to the beginning of your clip. Ordering your clip, you can either have selection or sort order. And we've already selected and sorted our clips. So we're already in a situation where I want the clips to be roughly in an order that they're in. So I'm going to keep it at selection order. You can have sequentially marked or unnumbered markers. So we want it at unnumbered markers because we just want to put it in from the first marker onwards. We don't want to go before that. I want to leave that bit empty at the front for an intro, basically. So we'll leave it at unnumbered markers. We're using the in and out range of the clips. So we're using this bit, the in and out range here. Now, if you don't set an in and out range, that will set the in at the beginning and the out at the end. So you get the entire clip, or a portion of the entire clip goes straight into the timeline. However, we're saying no, we want just this little bit here. We don't want the whole thing. So we're going to leave that alone there. We're going to ignore audio because I don't want any audio because I'm using the audio that I've put in there. And then basically we hit OK. And when we hit OK, as you can see, it's dropped in our timeline some clips and it's dropped them into an order. So if I hit play on that now, we just move that forward and hit play again.
Never up, never down, never. Like a theme in a song, clever. Feeling high, feeling low at the same time. Feels so right, then I'm wrong, hoping I'll be fine. But I get up, I always do.
And as you can see, what it's basically done is it's put all those clips into those markers, and you've basically edited a sequence to that song, effectively. And that from that point on, you can then start to move your clips about if you want them to start later or finish earlier by using your slip tool. So what we can do is we can say, actually, no, what I want to do is I want that clip to start a little bit earlier or a little bit later by dragging that back and forth. And making sure that we start it at an end point that we want and it ends at an out point that we want it to go to. Well, that's it, guys. So you now know how to edit to a sequence. It is a much easier way of editing. It's very quick, very fast. You can sort of sort your clips out afterwards, get them in the right place, get what your in and out points want to be after you've done your rough edit. And it just makes it much quicker and much easier for you as an editor. So, if you did like this tutorial and you thought it was useful, please do like and subscribe below. I think it's somewhere down there. And smash that like button if you want to, and leave a comment. I do reply to them all, and I will see your beautiful smiling faces next week.
Never up, never down, never. Like a theme in a song, clever. Feeling high, feeling low at the same time. Feels so right, then I'm wrong, hoping I'll be fine. But I get up.